Hello everyone, my name is Abimbola Akinwumi. Now that you are married, today we'll be looking at a very interesting topic called intimacy. Intimacy in marriage. Intimacy, simply put, means getting closely, cultivating closeness with your spouse, forming a bond that no one can break, not even your children. Forming the kind of closeness that only you can understand, the kind of closeness that only you can experience. Even as you're planning and thinking of getting close to your spouse, getting intimate with your spouse, you have to watch out for those things that can quickly kill intimacy, those things that can switch your spouse off, those things that can make your spouse to retreat or to call back into his or her own shell. Number one is interference. When you begin to allow TV to take place of your spouse in your life, some people can sit behind the television and watch for hours. You sit there, you watch for hours, even when your spouse is around, you are still watching. That's one thing that can kill intimacy. Probably your spouse came and wanted to discuss one important thing or the other, but you are busy watching your series, watching all those stuff that you love watching. Is it Telemundo? Is it African Magic? Is it football? Whatsoever you watch over the television that takes so much time from you, more than the time you have with your spouse, is a killer. Another one I need you to watch out for is social media. You find people sitting on their phones. If you pay half attention, half of the time that you pay to your phone, to your spouse, you find a difference in your marriage. You're on the Twitter, you're on Instagram, you're checking WhatsApp, you're on Facebook, you're chatting with people, chatting with 5, 6 people at the same time. Before you know it, 1 hour is gone, and your spouse is already dozing besides you. That's someone that came home wanting to discuss something very important to his or her heart with his or her spouse. That's another killer you must watch out for. Some is games. Just playing games on the phone. In fact, you find someone even chatting with other friends and will be laughing. And the spouse will be there, will be wondering, what is this person laughing about? Anything that will take your focus off your spouse is an intimacy killer. You must run from it. I want to encourage you, in order to improve on your intimacy, you must set a time to do things together, do things in common. Just the two of you, nobody else. Whatever you love doing, is it playing games together? Is it taking a walk together? Is it going to movie together? Don't say because you've been married for I've been married for 28 years, and I still find time to do things in common with my husband. Not things that people might like, but what both of us enjoy doing. That's what is important there. Not even your children should steal your intimacy with your husband. This is very common amongst women. They focus their love 100% to their children, and then the husband begins to feel neglected. That shouldn't happen. You must be able to balance it all. In fact, when your children are a little bit grown and they can go on holiday, let them go on holiday. If they can go on camp, whatever camp, as long as you know they'll be safe there, let them go, so that you leave time for the two of you to be together. Regardless of the number of years you have been married, you must keep cultivating closeness, getting closer to each other day by day. You must always crave time together without interference. For a lot of men, their jobs have taken the place of their spouse. They spend so much time working, and then they get home, he's on the laptop again, he's still working. Tomorrow morning he's going to wake up early and he will continue the work. Come on, leave time for your wife. For once, close this laptop and create time for your family. You know what? Because the job won't be forever, but this spouse of yours, as long as both of you shall remain alive, is going to be for the rest of your life. So the earlier you begin to create an environment that can produce high-level intimacy, the better for the two of you. There was a case that was shared with me of a couple that had been married for 10 years and above, and yet they were never close to each other because the children were always coming in. The wife was sleeping in the same room with the children, and the man would sleep in another room. And over time, they began to draw apart. The man had enough time for many other things that are unprintable, right in his room. Would you blame a man for doing that? Of course not. The wife left room for it because she has shifted all her love over to the children. And all in the name of taking care of these children, she neglected the man. And the result was unpleasant. Even the wife didn't like the turnout of things. Intimacy is very key. It's not a time a husband and a wife close their door and they're on the bed that they're having sex. But it could be just to sit close to each other, listen to each other, hold each other's hand. Those are little things we don't pay attention to, but they go a long way in helping building up love, building up friendship, building up intimacy, closeness, bonding between couples. Are your children getting in the way? Is it your job that is getting in the way? Are your friends getting in the way? Is it television that has taken over? Is it your friends, the group chats? I've seen people belong to 4, 5, 6, 7 different group chats. Of course, you want to have time, but you must know your limits. Know that between so-so time and so-so time, no to all of these things. It's when you have time for it that you do it. When it is time to pay attention, because if you don't, you'll end up paying attention at the end. Because when it gets out of hand, you now begin to pay attention. And that time it might be too late. I just desire that it won't be too late for you. But you must begin to work on it now. Find things that you do in common. Something as simple as playing Ludo. Something as simple as listening to music together. The music you used to love before you got married. Now that you're married, you must still continue in that same vein. Is it the friends that you had? You can go visit together. You can eat out together. Don't tell me you don't have money. Don't tell me there's no money to take your wife or your husband out. It doesn't have to be the wife taking the husband out. It can be. It doesn't have to be the husband taking the wife out. The wife can as well take the husband out. Sightseeing is part of it. Spend time together. Drive around together. Walk together. And as you do this, you find out that you develop more confidence in each other. You develop more love towards each other. You develop more care for each other because you get to know, you can never get to know your spouse totally. You have the rest of your life to study and understand and discover different things about your spouse. So don't forget, we have learned here that marriage is the only institution that you get your certificate at a starting point. But you have to keep learning, you keep improving, because there is no graduation. So it means you have to keep learning, you have to keep understanding, you have to keep discovering. But if you leave yourself and then that's it, you feel you've had enough, no more closeness, on the long run, it might lead to collapse in that marriage. And that's not what we're looking at here. What we want is how you can cement that marriage, how it can grow stronger, how you can love each other the more, how you can discover each other the more, how you can salvage it. Some marriages are already having cracks. You must discover the source. What is causing the crack? And I've also said that when you want to find solution to a challenge, you don't start by picking faults or apportioning blames. You start by looking at yourself. What can I do as a person to salvage this marriage? What can I do as a person to improve on what I have on ground? What can I do as a person to mend the cracks? And you are the only person that can do it. I'm not saying your spouse hasn't got faults. I'm not saying you're the only one doing things wrong. But I'm just saying, look at it, firstly, from your own end. Look at it from your own perspective. Think about what you can do to build it, to mend it, to make it stronger, to salvage it, to keep it from being the talk of a negativity. to keep it from going down the drain. Because, if you think you'll drop this marriage and pick up another one, you don't know what is going to happen in the new one. So this one that you are in, you have to do all that it takes to remain married. What kind of song do you used to listen together before you got married? Have you forgotten all about that song? Or were there songs that were really giving you feelings and bonding? I want to suggest that you go back to those songs. Just begin to sing it for your spouse. You never can tell what it will trigger in your spouse. In those days, you told me that you love me, baby. Why you say you don't? You love me. I love you. I don't know your kind of song, but those were the songs that we used to sing. And then, when you just begin to sing a song, I'm talking about a song that we have learned for over 28 years. And then you just begin to sing it in your sitting room. Honestly, you will get a smile. You will get a laughter. You will get a cuddle. You will get a hold. You get something good. You get intimacy from it. So whatever you were enjoying together before you got married, begin to do it. Oh, well, may I shock you? When we were in school together, I used to be a strong member of one funny club like that. We go there singing and dancing. And one of those days, you just begin to sing some of those songs. And then we begin to laugh. When did you remember? I say, hey, I used to do the singing. You used to do the drumming. What is it that you were doing in those days that kept you together? What were the common grounds you had that actually led you to this marriage? Go back there, and begin to do it again. And then you see that those things that you think you have forgotten, the feelings you think you've buried, those ideas that you think can never come back, you find them flooding back into your heart. And as you begin to explore, you see it expanding. You see yourself loving each other the more. You see yourself getting closer the more. You see yourself sharing greater things together. And before you know it, your marriage is growing stronger day by day. Our desire is that marriages will be strong so that we can have strong communities, so that we can have a strong nation, so that rates of marriages, breakage, divorce, separation, abuse, all ills happening in marriages can be reduced to the barest minimum. I look forward to seeing you again. You must be able to listen because we're not done with intimacy. We're going to look at another topic, an aspect of it that I know is causing quite a problem in many homes. It's called those three-letter words. Just the three-letter, S-E-X, sex. That's what we'll be looking at again.